everyone, and welcome to my studio. Today I wanted to take a few minutes and share with you just some of the future projects that I will be working on and sharing videos with process videos here in the next month or so. Where it all started from is I decided to start working on a canvas a week or so ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, and that's it right there. So I worked on a canvas, and as I was working on that, I was using just the extra paint and things like that, and putting it on things, and I'll talk about all that here in a minute. But just real quick, first of all, I got myself a real proper easel, and I'm super excited. It was something that I've been needing for a long time, and I finally was able to go ahead and go get one. And what it is, it's hard to tell because it's laying flat right now, but it is from Dick Blick's. It's the Blick's brand, and it is their convertible studio easel. So it can sit up normally like a regular easel, and then it also folds down flat so that you can work on it flat. And I was really thrilled when I saw that they had that, because I don't have a lot of space for my studio. I've got this side here of my room, and then my bed is just right there. So I don't have a whole lot of space. I don't have a lot of working space. I have this little bit here, and that's kind of it. So with this being convertible, I'm able to lay that down, and I have a board on there right now so that it's another flat surface for me to work on. And the biggest reason why I got the convertible one is because I am used to working on things flat, and I am just now really starting to experiment and try to learn how to work on canvases and larger canvases, and I'm still most comfortable working on things flat. So I like being able to for sure prop it up and work on things normal, but since I use so much wet medium, I use a lot of fluid acrylics, a lot of the high flow, golden high flow acrylics, things like that. I like to squirt a lot of water on things. I like to let it run. I like to let it puddle. And for me, the easiest way to do that and to get the effects that I really like is to have that laying flat, my canvas flat. So I'm really excited to have this. I've just kind of got it tucked in the corner. I'm still kind of going back and forth on keeping it right there. The windows are right there, and I get migraines really easy, so I can't necessarily work there with the curtains open if the sun's out, because that can start giving me a headache, which is a pain. But it's just one of the things that I have to try to work around, which it's also frustrating because then I really don't have very good lighting whenever I do work. So I always kind of joke with people whenever I say that I've worked on something at night, and they'll ask to see it, and it's like, well, you know, we have to wait till morning so that I can take it outside, and then we get to see what it really looks like, instead of being here in my dark room. So so anyways, I'm not sure exactly, even just with the angle and things like that, because it's in front of my drawers over here where I have all my collage elements. So I'm still working on exactly where I want to have things. I don't really have any other place to put it, so I think it's going to come down more to just the angle that I have it tilted on, so that I can get the most use out of it. I do also have two coverings down on the floor. I've got kind of a plastic type cover, and then I've got a big canvas paint. Both of them are, you know, for painting, to cover up the floors and furniture and whatnot when you're painting your house. So I've got that all over the floor to try to help protect my carpet and things like that. So yeah, that's the first really exciting thing. So with that, I decided to go ahead and start working on a canvas, and as I was working on it, I was scraping extra paint into this and that and things like that, because I don't like wasting paint. I don't like throwing it away. So I tried to put all of my extra paint in a journal that I just scrape extra paint in. So I was doing that a little bit. But as I was working on this, it does have a layer on here where I used modeling paste through a stencil, and then after a while I had put some golden high flow, black golden high flow paint on there, and I squirted some water on it, and it just bled all over like crazy. And it was too much, and I wasn't quite sure what to do, how to take it off. I tried to use a paper towel, and I didn't like the way that looked. And so I decided to grab my deli paper, my good old trusty deli paper, which I use all the time, and I can't believe it, but I think this is actually almost empty. And I've probably had this box for, oh gosh, 3 or 4 years. It has 500 sheets in it. So I grabbed some of the deli paper, and I just laid it on the canvas on the wet paint, and then just lifted that up and used that to help soak up some of the extra paint. And with doing that, since there was texture paste on there, a lot of that pattern from the texture paste printed onto the deli paper. And so I just laid them down on the floor as I kept doing that, and I ended up with maybe 6 sheets of deli paper with paint on them. So I let those dry, and after they had dried, and I was kind of going back and forth on working on this and not working on this, I was telling myself that I just needed to keep going. I was still feeling creative and wanting to be creative, but there was this drying time for the canvas where I wasn't doing anything or using still that need to do something creative. So I just decided, what can I do with these pieces of deli paper that have paint all over them? So the first thing that I did was I got a sheet of watercolor paper. I have this big huge pad. I think I got it at Hobby Lobby. I'm sure I got it whenever they were on sale for like 40% off. But this is 18 by 24 inch cold pressed watercolor paper. So I got a sheet of that out, and I got some painter's tape, and I went around the edges with the painter's. I started on one edge with the painter's tape, measured off a 5 by 7 rectangle, and then just graphed that off so that I have on here, there are 4 5 by 7 rectangles that are open for me to do things on. So the first thing that I did was I took some book text. Let me get up close so you can see. I took some pages from a book, and glued it down on there. And then after that dried, I took those sheets of deli paper and put those on next. So that's what you see here. So that is the texture from the texture paste that I had on the canvas. And with that black paint on there, when I just gently laid the deli paper on there and lifted it up, it created that pattern on there. And that's why I for sure didn't want to throw these pieces of deli paper away, because I knew that I would be able to reuse them in my art for something else, and at least even just for a starting point for something else. So that is what I've got here on that. I did that first, and then I still had some pieces of deli paper left. So I grabbed some of the pre-cut little trading card size pieces of cold pressed watercolor paper. I try to keep some cut up just so that I have them when I need them. So I grabbed some of those, and I did the same thing. I tore pieces of book text and glued it on there, and then I laid these onto the deli paper and glued it on there, and ended up with a bunch of these trading card size pieces with that same black paint on there. So you can see the book text and the paint. So I did that, and still had some scraps left over. So I grabbed a journal. I just recently got this one not too long ago. I think it was last month in December. Once again, Hobby Lobby had these on sale. I think they were buy one get one free, and so I needed to get one for my son, and so I went ahead and got one to use for myself. And it's just their Hobby Lobby brand, but I took the leftover bits of book text. I still had some pieces that I had torn off. I glued those on there, and I went ahead and put down the rest of that deli paper, so that's on here. So from this one canvas and just that little bit of black paint that I had sopped up, I've got all of these different projects now that I can start working on. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do first. I think I might do the ATCs first. I went ahead and I did take another stencil. It's a round circle stencil, and I put some of this golden glass bead gel on there. I absolutely love the glass bead gel. It's a whole lot of fun. It's pretty difficult to see on there right now. I don't know how well you can see it. It's right there. So it does dry clear, and there's little teeny glass beads on there. And whenever I get paint on there, it's really gonna start showing that texture. Actually, this right here in this journal, this has the glass bead gel on it. So I don't know if you can see the texture of those little beads on there. So those ATCs, they've got those three things on them now, and I kind of see them just from what's already on here. I kind of see almost like trying to do some sort of a galaxy type color scheme on these. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but that's what I've got with those. Then on this one, as I was still working on that canvas, I had some paint that was left over, and so that's what this is that I scraped on there. It's got some of this light blue and then some hot pink. So I've got all of those to work on. And then I've got the journal page. And then this one right here, this journal is the one that for quite a while now, for probably a couple years worth of any of my, well, a lot of my videos where I've made ATCs or done any sort of project with paint, I have been scraping my leftover paint into this journal. And so, and then I just kind of use what's there to start creating a page from that. Let me see. So this one has just got all sorts of different layers of leftover paint on it. And I just keep adding and adding and adding until I'm kind of ready to just kind of try to turn that into a page. I really love how this one is coming along. It has so many different layers of paint on it. And it's just really fun to see these come together. So this one has just some of the white paint that I had put on that canvas. So white paint, and then I did spray it so that it wasn't as thick on there, and I wanted it to run and to go around all the neat, goodness sakes, what are these? The glass bead gel. So I've got this that I need to work on too. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. Like I said, I think I'll start with the ATCs next because they might just be a little bit quicker to do, and I'm really curious to see how they turn out, especially with this glass bead gel on there. And yeah, I think that is it. If you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear them. I hope that you are all doing well. It's the dead of winter here. It is so cold, terribly cold here in Nebraska. And I just want to thank you all for all of your support, all of your comments, and just be sure to like, subscribe, and all those good things. And once again, I just hope that you're doing well, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for everything. And I will see you again here really soon with some new projects. So, bye everybody.